Okay, so this video is on basically how to obtain different microstructure in a given steel depending upon the different cooling rate. That means the sample is fixed, the steel sample is fixed with fixed composition, but in that fixed composition steel sample, how to obtain different microstructure. So the only solution is we can go for different cooling rates. Very slow cooling rate, very fast cooling rate, intermediate cooling rate will give you different microstructure, and we have different names for that. So you can see this is a heat treatment cycle. Heat treatment cycle means what? We have temperature in y-axis and time in x-axis, right? So we have three cycles in a heat treatment cycle. One is the heating cycle, then next one is the holding cycle. This holding cycle is also called soaking cycle, and finally we have a cooling cycle. Three cycles: heating, holding, cooling. Heating cycle is always taken to the austenitizing temperature, where we convert our initial microstructure into austenite phase. And holding cycle is what? We have to hold the steel in that temperature for sufficient time, so that everywhere in the steel we have austenite grains. Fine. The last one is the cooling cycle. So this cooling cycle will decide which kind of microstructure we'll get after cooling. As I told, we can go for very slow cooling, very fast cooling, intermediate cooling, interrupted cooling, and we'll get different microstructure. And we have different names or process. Right? So I will start with this one. This is one. You can understand, this is the time axis. That means cooling time starts from here. This one is the cooling time start, and cooling time is ending over here. Right? So this is the cooling time. So you can see very high cooling time is there. So this cooling rate is very what? This cooling rate is very slow cooling rate because time is very high. So I can call this ND. Or this is what? This is furnace cooling. Right? So furnace cooling means you have put the sample into the furnace, right? You take the sample to the austenitizing temperature, you hold it, then you switch off the furnace, right? And the cooling will be very slow because the furnace temperature will reduce at a very slow rate. So this is a very slow rate of cooling cycle. The name is called annealing process. And this is called furnace cooling. So what is the microstructure we'll get? The microstructure we'll get is coarse perlite. Basically, if it is an eutectoid steel, 100% perlite will be there. You will get a coarse perlite. Coarse perlite means the interlaminar spacing between will be more. There is a more gap between the interlaminar spacing. Right? Next one is, that means sufficient time is there, so the structure become coarser. Next one is this one. So this cooling rate is, you can see, a very small cooling rate because time gap is small. So cooling rate is fast actually. Cooling rate is fast, time given is less, right? So this is actually called, I am writing here, this is normalizing. This is called normalizing. And normalizing is done in air. This is air cooling action. That means we'll take out the sample from the furnace and we'll put it into the normal atmosphere. It will cool. So it will be the first rate of cooling basically. So this is called normalizing, air cooling, and product. What is the microstructure you get? You will get fine perlite. If it is an eutectoid steel again, you will get fine perlite. Interlaminar spacing will be less, right? Because why? Cooling rate is fast. Sufficient time is not there for cooling, so fine perlite will form. Then you can see this one. This one is the fastest rate of cooling because cooling starts from here and ending here means there is no time. You can see time axis is this one. So there is no time for cooling. So this is a very rapid rate of cooling. So I am writing it 3. So very rapid rate of cooling. So this is technically called quenching process. Quenching process. So quenching means very rapid rate of cooling. You do what? You take out the sample from this temperature, right? You put it into water. You can put it into oil. You can do what? You can put it into brine solution. You can put it into ice. Obviously, the cooling rate will be very high. Time is very less. This process is called quenching. But this heat treatment process is called hardening. hardening, right? So hardening always give you which microstructure? To give you martensite microstructure. That means steel will be very hard because martensite is there, right? Next one is this one. You can see this is very interesting. Interrupt cooling. Cooling rate starts. You are taking out the sample and you are cooling it at a very fast rate, and you hold it here. Then you are holding the sample at here. So cooling will be done in an isothermal condition like this. Then finally from here you can take out the sample and put it into the atmosphere. So this is an interrupt cooling. You take out the sample, you put it at this temperature. Cooling will done at isothermal condition. So what is this? Suppose I am writing it as a 4. This one. So what is the microstructure? This is called Oss-tempering. Oss-tempering heat treatment, right? So Oss-tempering heat treatment is actually called isothermal cooling, because you can see this is a continuous cooling. This is a continuous cooling. That means annealing is a continuous cooling, but inside the furnace, normalizing is a continuous cooling. Outside the furnace, that means in the atmosphere, in the air. Quenching is also a continuous cooling. It may be in oil, it may be in water, it may be in ice, it may be in brine. But this type of cooling is an interrupted cooling. We are quenching the sample to this temperature and we are holding the sample at this temperature. So our sample temperature is fixed, it will cool slowly. So this is called Oss-tempering, isothermal cooling. It will give you which kind of microstructure? The toughest microstructure. Bainitic microstructure. Bainitic microstructure is very tough. If you want very high toughness in the steel, you can form bainite in the steel. The microstructure will be bainite. It will be very tough. This will be, so if you want to measure the, okay fine, there is another heat treatment called tempering heat treatment. I can show you here. Tempering heat treatment is, just look at this one. Tempering heat treatment will start like this. So you do quenching first. You will form what? Martensite. Then you do what? You give some time, then you rise the temperature and cool it like this. So this is the cycle. Just after quenching, you rise the temperature of the sample to a intermediate temperature, not so high. This temperature should be below the critical temperature. There should be no phase transformation. Then you hold it sometimes, then you cool it to the room temperature. This temperature is actually suppose room temperature. So this will form what? So if quenching will give rise to martensite, so this is called, I am writing this is 5 and this is tempering. If this heat treatment is called hardening, so that means, and this treatment is called tempering, so that means you have to remember tempering is always followed by hardening. First of all you have to do hardening to get martensite, then if you do tempering, it will give rise to tempered martensite. Tempered martensite is also very tough and strong. It has high toughness and high tensile strength also, very good. So tempering will give rise to tempered martensite. If you do full tempering, the microstructure will be having your ferrite and cementite particles. Cementite granules in ferrite matrix. Ferrite is very soft and cementite is very hard. So obviously you will get a combination of hardness and good strength and ductility. So you will get good toughness and good strength. So if finally a question will be like this, so that means in this single temperature versus time cycle, I have shown you all the heat treatments. Start with normalizing, start with annealing, normalizing, hardening, tempering, right? And the microstructure I have shown you. First annealing cycle microstructure is coarse perlite. In normalizing it is fine perlite. In hardening it is martensite, and in tempering it is tempered martensite. So if somebody will ask, arrange the microstructure according to their hardness and strength. So I can arrange like this. I will start with coarse perlite. So here the coarse perlite will be softer. So then fine perlite. That means fine perlite is somewhat harder or stronger as compared to coarse perlite. Then comes your benite. Then comes your tempered martensite. Tempered martensite. Then comes your martensite. So martensiting steel is the very hard phase, very strong phase. Maximum tensile strength you can obtain if you have a martensitic microstructure. Maximum hardness you can obtain if the steel will contain martensitic microstructure. So if you want maximum toughness, go for benite. This is maximum toughness, right? And this is maximum hardness and tensile strength. And this one, ductile. Is okay. So this is the thing.